Well, hello there. Hello, my friends. I've been in the crypts. I just extinguished the lamp, and I was going to tell you about the Phantom of the Opera. The Phantom of the Opera, as you know, is a famous book. But since I was a kid, I didn't have time to read the book. So what I did is I read the back of the Aurora model instruction manual here. So Aurora was this incredible company that put out monster models in the 60s. It was the beginning of the Monster Kid movement. And for those of us in second grade or first grade, it's where we learned about monsters for the first time. So again, here's the instructions. My father put the model together, and then I would read the instructions, read the story of the Phantom. I'm going to sit down and do that right now. It says, about the Phantom of the Opera. Audiences gasped and shuddered to their heart's delight while viewing the original horror movie, The Phantom of the Opera. First released in 1925 as a silent film, it starred Lon Chaney, dubbed the Man of 1,000 Faces, because of the theatrical bag of tricks he employed to completely alter his features. In this movie classic, he succeeded through countless devices in transforming his face to take on the appearance of a skull. To further enhance the drama, the gruesome face of the Phantom was cloaked in secrecy. No gruesome face of the Phantom, he was cloaked in secrecy, No still photos were allowed to be published until well after the release of the film. It was a secret. It was like hidden from the public way back when, about 100 years ago. In fact, it was not until the fifth reel that he was seen unmasked, which is one of the most horrific pieces of film ever. The bizarre plot revolves around an insane musician seeking revenge for his disfigured features by menacing the Paris Opera House, played so eloquently by Chaney that it fairly frightened the public out of its wits. The Paris Opera House of 1880 was thrown into a series of turmoils by strange events attributed to the invasion of evil spirits, actually created by the mysterious Phantom. His main ambition was to train a beautiful young opera singer to achieve the honor of prima donna. Thus, he left the subterranean quarters where he made his home to launch a reign of terror. I remember this reign of terror. I was so entranced by it. Maintaining his horrible secret, he continued his horrendous acts of killing by killing in unique, violent methods, climaxing his mad rampage by causing a massive chandelier to crash upon an unsuspecting audience. Exercising a spell over his protege, he hypnotized the soprano into following him into the catacombs under the opera house, where, to her utter terror, he tore off his mask. Well, actually, she tore off his mask in the unmasking scene. They've got it wrong, but we'll go through that later. The lover of the captive singer, falling prey to the Phantom in his efforts to rescue her, was forced to endure the torture chamber before being saved by an agent of the secret police. The Phantom, in the meantime, made good his escape amidst the confusion. In spine-tingling chase, the furious mob captured the fleeing villain, who suffered as violent a death as his victims. Well, that's the way that the Aurora model is telling the story of the Phantom of the Opera, according to the Lon Chaney version in 1925. Actuality, there's a little bit of difference, because in the Chaney version, he actually is just thrown into the river by the violent mob and disappears in a pile of bubbles. And actually, again, Christine sneaks up behind him to unmask him while he's playing the organ, and that's the most horrific moment in movie history. I had an uncle that never forgot it. He would never forget that moment. And of course, Lon Chaney Sr. was an amazing makeup artist. There are a couple other things in here that maybe are a little bit different than I'd remember. They combine a couple of the things from the Claude Rains version, I think, about the disgruntled musician seeking revenge and being disfigured, and how he menaced the opera house. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you about the Phantom of the Opera as told by David Barnhill via the Aurora instructions. I hope you enjoyed it. It was fun to listen to, I think. But then, of course, I said it. So you enjoy yourselves. If you were a monster kid, and if you have these instructions still, tell me what you remember about the instructions. Tell me what you remember about putting together the models. I was a monster kid. And at Super Monster City, we celebrate the monster kid, the collector, the crazed hoarders of all the fantastic that we all have become. Because now, once we were geeks and nerds, and now it's part of our popular culture in the forefront of our brains. So thanks for listening. I better get going. I got more stuff to find. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. See you then.